So this is from my video 30 marriage secrets from 30 years of married life. Okay. 30 things I have learned in my 30 years of marriage. Let me go one by one. The first one is, kindly look into insights in this book. Don't look for information. Number one, be the first to apologize. See, apology is telling sorry to the other person. Just when you tell sorry to your wife, to your husband, it doesn't mean you have become a slave. It means you are humble enough. It means you are a person who introspect. It means you are a person who want to relook your life. You want to become a better version of yourself. There are a lot of meanings when you say sorry. It is difficult, but it is not impossible. When I tell sorry to my wife with a reason, what actually happens is the person who tells first sorry becomes the winner of the situation. Isn't it? Because suppose somebody tells me sorry, so I keep the person in a very high pedestal. I put him in the stage of God and look at him. If a senior person is telling me sorry, he need not tell me, but when he is apologizing for me, my respect for him has gone very high. The same thing I have learned from my mother. The same thing I have learned from my mentors. And I do still the same thing. I apologize to my wife, I apologize to my brother, I apologize to my daughter, I apologize to my grandson. Nothing wrong. So they understand you better. Oh, he has not done intentionally, and these are the reasons what made him to think about it. So I have been heading an organization, and I've seen many of my colleagues who are general managers, they never tell sorry. Because the more you get educated, the more you become egoistic. Education is not a mask. Education, if you keep it in your mind, it becomes a mask. If you keep it in your heart, you become a better human being. Education is to become a better human being, to express yourself. I tell to my colleagues, I tell my other department, it is a failure of my team. I am responsible for it morally. I will improve it. So that is where, please understand, it is like I have put 1,000 rupees in your bank. So will you not feel obliged to return that? Isn't it? So this is also like that. So I want you to write down what are the two things which you want to apologize. And write down the incident and write down to the person. I want you to write down 10 incidents below and write down 10 persons whom you want to tell sorry. How to tell, I will teach you afterwards. Now let me take you to the second incident. Second sutra is, build little joys of greetings, appreciation, minute by minute basis. Okay. I remember my oldest joy was when I was 3 years old or 5 years old. Me, my sister, and my mother. All three of us were playing in bed, covering my mother's pallu. Okay, all three cheeks together. One was trying to pull the sari to her side, I was pulling it to my side, and we're enjoying it. Okay, that is where the emotional hormones get connected. Okay, there are many ways you can develop. You can tell you can sing a song on your wife, or you can be romantic. Romantic, it doesn't mean it's only a sex or love. It is a magnetic way of talking. Suddenly burst into your wife and say, "Hi ma'am, how are you? I didn't see you for the last 10 days. Which college you are doing?" She's married, she's the mother. But still you want to see her as a college girl or something like a dating. Be creative in your life. Add juice in your life. Add a lot of love, appreciation, greetings. Be the first to greet her on birthday. Okay. Be the first to appreciate. If somebody has done some good, tell them on their face. Appreciate them. Whatever the small may be, you appreciate. And you will find that your acceptance in the society level is something different. That is the second point. I want you to write down similarly 10 incidents where you want to greet and appreciate, and the 10 persons whom they want to appreciate. Name of the person and what incident you want to appreciate. Because whatever you are doing, there is a basis. You are not apologizing, you are not appreciating. Blindly you want to appreciate. There is a reason, there is a purpose for appreciation. Kindly ensure that. Once again, do your homework. Now let me take to you about the third thing. Third thing is, don't assume you know everything. Consult mentors. So generally it happens, my mother is the best mother in the world, my teacher is the best teacher in the world, my brother is the best brother in the world, my wife is the best wife in the world. Yes, that is level 1. See, their experience is their experience, but their experience is a limited experience, isn't it? The world has developed. We have not seen many others' experience. Why do you go to school and college? Because when you go to college, you get experience of the authors, you get experience of your teachers, you get experience of your professors. See, as long as I was my mother, maybe 5 years or 7 years, I assume my mother is the heroine of life. And when she teaches me, when she tells me a note, when she draws some map for me, I was, what a great lady, she's doing it. But when I went to school and college, then there was a correction for me. My mother knows limitations, my mother knows little. My teacher knows better, my professor knows better. So it is a must that you have to learn from other persons also. Don't assume that what you know is correct, what your mother knows is correct, what your father knows is correct. They are experiential model, but they are an outdated model. You should be ready for an updated model. So in this Google era, every 6 months a model is changing. Knowledge is changing. We have to update ourselves. If you don't update, you will be outdating, because the child is learning from the friends and mother is not learning. Mother is being updated by the child. Mother is not updating. Mother is getting outdated, child is getting updated. So kindly learn from your mentors. It can be a good book. It can be a good movie. It can be a paid mentor. I always go for paid mentors. I already see who is the number 1 person in that field. I talk to him. I give him his fees. And I learn from mentors. Mentors are people who are already seen the fast forward version of our life. They are living the fast forward version of our life. Last year itself, I spent around 5 lakhs for an international coach. Okay. So please don't limit yourself to what you know. Your friends are WhatsApp consultants, but they are not experts. You may see him as an expert because he's better than you, but he's not an absolute guy. Okay? So keep on learning from mentors. Mentors are the people who talk from their experience, who are knowledgeable, who are continuously updating themselves, and who also give you homework to get things done. If they are not doing homework, they are only a simple advisor. Neither you value nor they value. Then the fourth point, don't let the Grihalakshmi cry. That means don't allow the kitchen queen to cry. Because please understand, the kitchen queen has like a big tree. Others are like the branches of the tree. Others are like the branches of the tree. See, when the kitchen queen is crying, it means she is mentally disturbed, she is psychologically disturbed for various reasons. That means what? The tree is not getting proper nutrition for its roots. So what happens? The tree becomes very weak. And that gets reflected. I have seen the crying mother has got. Blindly, the children also copy them. In my case, my mother did not have the guts to talk to my father. And I also did not have guts to talk to my father. Because before I ask questions, my mother will tell how worst my father will punish me. He was a policeman. So please, the mother's quality get transplanted to the children. So it is the duty of every husband to see that his Grihalakshmi is happy. When the Grihalakshmi is unhappy, whole Griha, when the housewife is unhappy, the whole house is unhappy. And not only you are unhappy, you are building a foundation for lifelong unhappiness for your next generation. Please write down what are the incidents where the Grihalakshmi was crying and how you can console her. What are different ways you can console her? The fifth point is emotional closeness is more important than physical closeness. Emotional closeness is more important than physical closeness. See, once it happened with my elder daughter. I was about to rush to my office and suddenly she asked something and I told her, no, it is not possible. I went off. Then I went for about 5 days on tour and when I talked to her on phone, she did not reply properly. And I asked her, what happened? No, you talked to me that you don't want to help me. Then I held the phone and I told her, what is the reason I did like that? Because I have my own story, my mother's story, how people have cheated me. With that incident I have done, and it is not that I want you to cry. You tell an emotional story why you behaved the way. That is called emotional closeness. Because when you talk to somebody, there are two ways of looking at a talk. When I talk, I am sharing an information. And if I don't tell that with a story, I am not sharing my emotion. Once I share the information and the story, the emotional bond gets interwoven and you start getting the experience of the information rather than the information itself. Because along with your information, you should share your experience. What you tell is not important, how you tell is important. Always try to have emotional closeness with your wife, with your children, because emotional closeness is greater than the physical closeness. You need not be near to them. You can be distance apart, but talk to them on phone and make that bond of closeness. Every night you should go with the emotional deposit in your heart. You should put emotional deposit in the other friends' heart before they go to sleep. So kindly write down the same format. Sixth, equal expectation lead to disappointment. Keep an adjusting ratio. So in a married life, husband comes with 20 years of experience. He get experience from his friends. He has nothing but his friend circle, and wife is a friend circles. And as a result, you have different years of experience in different cities, different relatives, different friends. Whereas saying you talk about your friends, I'll tell about you. So your friend set is different from her friend set. Okay. So let us suppose I was born and brought up in North India. I had a Hindi mindset. My wife comes from South. She has got a South Indian mindset or a friend set. So naturally our jokes will be different. Our talking will be different. So what you consider a joke in North India is not considered a joke in South. What you consider a joke in South is not considered a joke in North India. Or similarly, anywhere in the world. Different culture has got different expectations. What is expectations? When I tell you a joke, along with when I share your joke, I also have a mental map of how you will respond to my joke. That is the expectation. When that doesn't happen, then there is a disappointment. So keep on adjusting. Find out the map of the other person. Either you have to change your map or you have to change the other's map. So please write down below how many times you have had different expectations and disappointments and how you are going to correct it. Next part is seventh one. Every fight and misunderstanding is a living proof of immaturity. Every fight and misunderstanding is a living proof of immaturity. See, whenever you have a misunderstanding between husband and wife, it means I have not corrected about the other person. Okay. On the first day, I remember I was married and she was working in a bank, I was working in a company. And she told she will come in the evening 5:30. And I was waiting in the theater for her, 5:30, 5:45, 6. She came at 7 o'clock. I took her inside the theater, I saw the movie, but the whole day I was very unhappy. I didn't speak to her. She was also new to me, she was also crying. Then 3-4 days have become weeks, weeks have become months. My pattern has changed. I played silence to her question, and she was responding with difficult grief. And one day I asked her, why did she do like that? She told, what can I do when my boss is not allowing? When I was about to go, my boss gave me some other work. She was working in a bank. Then I have understood her map. She has delayed not because of me intentionally. She has delayed because once she goes to job, she is also earning money. It is her responsibility to work for the boss or work for the role. So what is a misunderstanding is a living proof of immaturity, and once you understand, it becomes master understanding, then it becomes a proof of maturity. Convert the misunderstanding into master understanding. So please write down once again. Incidents where you had a misunderstanding and how you are going to correct it. Number 8. Forgive and forget. So it may be looking a philosophical way of looking at it. But if you look biologically, as a psychologist, I would tell you that whenever you're uh, not forgiving, you're creating an emotional scar, you're relating an emotional hormone called cortisol. Cortisol is an hormone which is a very poisonous hormone in your bloodstream. So what will happen? That hormone will create further secretion of that hormone. And what will happen? What first you thought, okay, I will scare the person, or I will shout at him, or I will not talk to him. But by the time second time he comes in front of you, it has doubled. It goes at exponential level. The moment you look at the person, think about the person, you start hating him because you are putting that poisonous hormones in your bloodstream. Please forget and forgive. I told you, when you look at the other side of the story, he is always right. Try to find out, otherwise, please forgive and forget. So please write down how many incidents has happened like that, how you are going to apply this formula. 9. Give freedom to all activities but define the boundaries. Give freedom to all activities but define the boundaries. I was poor in finance, but my wife was good at finance. That I learned after a few months. Then I told her, yes, you handle finance. Because ultimately that is the strength for the family. But I used to draw boundaries. No, we will not go for installments. We will not go for car, because car means petrol. You should go when you can afford something. Don't buy an asset which will eat away the asset. For example, if you purchase a car and you don't have money for petrol, every monthly petrol, what will happen? Because you are having a car, you will purchase a petrol for on credit basis. Then you will find that you have gone in a loop where coming out of it will become more costly for you. So please write down incidents where you have done that. Without boundaries you have suffered. Okay. Next is we'll go to the give freedom to all activities but define boundaries. Then now I'll talk about the 10th one. What is the 10th one? The 10th one is go walking together and share your leisurely treasure. So this I have seen. I have been in the field of mentoring young married couples. All these happy married couples have got one happy formula. All unhappy married couples have got different formulas for failure. From talking with, after analyzing 50,000 young couples families and reading a lot of books. So you should have one common habit, which I have found with most of the people who are happy, they got one common habit. So the easiest habit is go for walking together. What will happen is, once you walk together, you talk together. Once you talk together, you share. Once you share, your stress is gone. Okay. Once you listen, she will tell. Once you listen, sharing is healing. Sharing is healing. So first thing to share is walk. Walk together, daily make it a point to walk. And you go and do your own study of couple who have been walking together. They are the happiest people on this earth. Now let me take you to the 11th point.
From T Sunderam's Redmi 9 Prime.
I am a hardware, she is a software. I fly, reverse is also true. What is this one? See, certain areas I have certain rigid foundations. She has to correct me. Certain areas she is having rigid foundation. I have to correct her. So there is nothing like I am correct in certain area in all areas of life. Okay. So this has happened. I was thinking of having many children, and first was a daughter, second was a daughter. Then, when I was telling my intention to have more children, my wife told me a story. So my wife said all the family is full of female. She told a story that their great grandfather had a lot of sons, so much sons, and he had a lot of problems. And he prayed to God. He did spend money, pilgrimage, tour, puja, praying for daughters. Afterwards, they had a lot of daughter. I do not know if true or not, but afterwards, it made me change my decision. Similarly, I was a guy who read a lot of books. I go to training programs. She was not interested in training program. Then I took her first training program in certain areas. I told her to change her behavior. She could not change her behavior. Then the best way to take her is to take her to training program. I went to my one program, Happy Married Life. Maybe after marriage, just after 6 months, I took her to one program called Happy Married Life. Because when a third person is talking, the level of acceptance is different. So I am a hardware, she is a software, sometimes she is a hardware, sometimes I am hardware. So please mention below the incident where you were rigid and she was flexible, an incident where you were flexible and rigid, so that you can introspect and correct yourself. So let me take you to the 12th secret. In terms of children and elders, there is nothing like yours and mine, they are ours. So my wife told me this. In front of children, don't play the game. She is my daughter, she is your daughter, she is my son, your son. It may be a game for you, but unconsciously what happens, it becomes a habit. For you it may be habit, for certain children it may not be habit. When they are disturbed, when they are having a frustrated point. Okay? There are many movies. The whole revenge of one sister against her sisters, 3 generations, is because the enmity between the sisters on small issues, like somebody used to give chocolate for her, somebody used to appreciate her, she used to get a medal, she used to win everything. She was not taught what is the truth. That is the reason. Please don't play the favorite game of my children versus yours. They are our children. Then let me take you to the 13th one. 13th one is invest in we time regularly. What is we time? See, first of all, a person is having 24 hours. In that 24 hours, 8 hours is gone. That means he is having only 16 hours. 16 hours and 8 hours is gone for the job. Therefore, he is having only next 8 hours for his family and friends. Out of which he should have one me time. Me time is my personal time. Maybe you're walking, or maybe jogging, or reading books. He should have his own personal time. A person who cannot have his own personal time can never find time for others. Similarly, they should have a common we time. Maybe after TV, or maybe in the night before you go to bed. Just spend on talking something, asking something, sharing something, clarifying something, connected or unconnected. So what will happen is becomes a we time. Most of my clients who come for my mentoring, all my mentees, I give a diary called we time. When they come for next mentoring session, I tell them, have you completed a we time diary? When they say, so no, I have forgotten it, go and get that diary. Because that is an accountability diary. Because many advisors are becoming invalid because you are not asking them to do homework. So please put a homework for yourself. Put a chart in front of your bedroom that how much time daily take that we time. That means yes, once you look in front of your chart, you will also know that I had to do that. I have done it, I have not done it. Let it be a graphical representation of a V time chart in front of you. Okay? So please write down how you are going to spend your V time. Now let me take you to the 14th secret. Marriage is a roller coaster ride. Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down. Please understand, whatever you cannot handle by a computer, what do? You hand it over to the Google, isn't it? Whatever your system cannot do, you hand it over to your Google. You go and find out how to do this. No answer, how to do this. Somewhere answer comes. Somebody has written that. So similarly, what happened? Marriage is also up and down affair. Don't think that you are down because of somebody else or somebody is down because of you. When things go beyond your nature between you and your wife, something else he has been forced to accept. Think as if it is a God-given answer. It is a God-given answer. So you have to suffer along with that because you will know the joy of suffering afterwards. I will tell you one story is till my end, after my mother's death, for about 12 years, we were in a joint family. Joint family, my wife was supporting my father, that is her father-in-law. And at that time it was difficult. He had certain habits, like doing puja early in the morning, or going late puja in the evening. It was a little disturbing for the joint family. But my wife was suffered, I was suffered. And this, at that time it was suffering, but now when the daughters see that and now after grow up they tell, we'll take care of your mom and dad, don't worry about it. Because you are taken care of my grandfather, we will take care of you. See, at the time it was suffering, but now it has become a blessing for us. So once the suffering becomes a blessing. So don't worry that your roller coaster the life is like that. When you are going down, it is having a lesson. When you are going up, it is having a lesson. Now, next point is 15th point. Never allow any of your family members to go to bed with anger. Heal before your cry. Because I told you, it is like a wound. An unhealed wound, it will become a cancer. Once I had some misunderstanding with my wife, and something she told, something I told, and I slept off. I told I have no time to argue for you, and I'm going off to sleep. But somewhere around 1 o'clock at night, I was in the room, dark, everybody was sleeping, but somebody was crying. When I put the light, the crying stopped. When I switch off the light, somebody is crying. Then slowly observed from which bed the crying comes. It is my wife who was on the other bed. Then I took it to the room and asked her, why you are crying? She told me that last 3 days I am crying. Have you not heard about it? I told, sorry, I didn't hear that. She told my reason why she is crying. Something I told which she could not forgive. I told my intention was not that. And I was holding her hand. I was touching her. I was assuring her, telling that my intention was not that. Then I was telling the story why I did that. So what happened? Once I cry, when she cries, the wound is gone. Don't convert a wound into a cancer cell. Okay? So daily night, tell good night, smilingly. Ensure everybody is smiling to go to bed. Now, you also write that coaching. No jokes on each other. The very thing is, don't play jokes on each other. Jokes on your wife in front of others, jokes on husband in front of others, jokes on daughter in front of others. You can have jokes, Because what happens once you start playing joke, and somebody else will also play joke on your wife, and you, if you don't respect your wife in front of others, nobody will respect your wife. Because I have seen many times what has happened is an husband plays jokes on the wife, mother-in-law, father-in-law start playing jokes on the wife. And sometimes it is good, sometimes it is bad. And it creates a bad mood. And to repair that bad mood, you have to spend enormous amount of energy. Please understand, avoid playing jokes on each other. Incident, right, that coaching model. Next, let me go to the 17th one. 17th golden principle is our identification, our definition of sexy and love will change over time. Yes, the definition of sex and love will change over time. Yes, these are certain, you are not universally free definition. I would say it is a mood definition. A girl for a 17 years old boy is different. The same girl for a 40 years old person is different. The same girl for a 60 years old person is different. Because the more you get matured, the more you start understanding the other side of the next one. So I was working in high-tech city, and I was moving with your friends, and it was an IT company. And I used to move with my friends silently and come back home. And when we board the bus, there are a lot of girls who board the bus. And everybody used to talk loosely, taking one girl as a reference. And I was playing very neutral about it. Once I went and told my mother, this is what is happening, they are telling like this. And my mother told me, do you think the girl is coming only for that? That girl, after completing like you after 8 hours or 12 hours, she is tired and she is traveling back home. Sometimes girls doesn't even go to urine because they have to travel 1 hour or 2 hours to the destination. That is the sacrifice these girls do. So find out the truth. Don't go by your own story of what the girl is. The story of my story about the girl is not a truth. The story of the girl about the girl is the truth. And afterward, my paradigm changed. When I look at a girl in the evening, she's going tired, then a lot of thoughts used to come. Oh, she has to go travel such a way. Her face is tired. Okay, she is very thirsty. She needs some water. I mean, many times when I used to go in a group and I used to talk to the girls and tell, do you like to have a coconut water or like to have a soft drink? Many girls have responded yes. And they have a different respect for me. At that time, I did not know that I was doing it. But afterwards, I started doing that. I was accepted more in the female community than the male community when compared to my friends. The reason goes to my mother. So please understand, what you tell useless now becomes useful to you. What you become sexy now becomes lovely to you. So definition changes depend upon your mood and your maturity. So please redefine yourselves. Next one is the 18th point, which I want to share with you, is practice touch therapy whenever possible. What is touch therapy? Between husband and wife, I always tell something like a touch therapy. Touch, what actually happens is increases the hormones, the love hormones, oxytocin. The more and more you touch the opposite female, I'm talking about married couples, the hormone goes up. That means you are boosting the tonic for wanting each other. Okay, handshake, touch. Okay, I may be telling sorry. Whenever possible, you can touch this. The more you touch, the more is the secretion of the love hormones. The love hormone is called oxytocin. You can go and find out what love oxytocin is. 19. 19th secret. What is the 19th secret? Put your effort to change when you cannot accept it. See, put all your effort to change or influence other person. When you feel it is not possible, then you accept it. My wife was very logical in being out the situation, thinking about it, and many a time I made an attempt to change her. It could not happen. Then I converted that as a strength because she is good at bargaining. Let she go and bargain. She is good at doing at micromanagement. She is good at accounting. Let she go and do it. Because you always think I want wife to my specifications. Don't think that wife is required to your specifications. Husband is required to your specification. Is he fitting into the family specification? Is it an asset to the family? If you think like that, yes, we will start learning about it. So the tip number 19 is, what is the tip number 19? Tip number 19 is put an effort to change. When doesn't happen, kindly accept it. Accept the person as it is. Because when you are not accepting the person, it is like you are suspecting the core blueprint of the person. The person is always be like his mother or father or is like his role model. Don't work at the core areas. Don't try to change the core areas. You will become mentally deranged. Next, renew your relationship with an extended family. What is extended family? Her family, your cousins, her cousins. So once in 3 months, once in 6 months, go and visit them, ask them to come to your house. Okay. So what actually there is a bond. When you need them, they will come. When they need you, go there. Maybe their birthdays, their your function. We are a social animal. We cannot live all alone. People may say I can live all alone. You cannot live. Because the t-shirt I am wearing, somebody has wear. The specs I am wearing, somebody has wear. The laptop you are using, somebody has made. You have not made that. The mobile you are using, somebody has made. The instrument through which you are reading or listening, somebody else has made. We may think we are doing it. No, we are interdependent animal. So kindly renew your relationship with your extended family. That is the 20th tip. Now I want to talk to you about the 21st relationship. Report daily what has happened during day. See, this I learned. I had a misunderstanding with my family. Then I learned all these techniques, methods. We had a lot of disturbance. I was not knowing about it. But one of the secrets I learned from secret families, successful families, then I started implementing. Daily night, unconsciously we were doing it. Daily night, I used to tell my wife what my boss has told, what has happened in the office. Daily night, she used to tell what has happened to her boss, what has happened. So what happened? We start knowing their office as our office. We start living in their office. She start living in our office. Tomorrow, anything happens, they will interpret it correctly. They will guide you fully because for them it is that they are living in your office, you are living in their office. Anything with their colleagues, you know each other. One is that, and second thing is one is their emotional support. She can understand, empathize, and give a solution. Second is you are releasing your hormones, your stress hormones, your positive hormones. Then now 20th, respect each other's hobby and freedom. Same thing has happened. I told you, my wife loves relationship. Every alternate month, she want to go to her families, her sisters, her brothers, birthdays, functions. I use a lot of training programs they attend. We never interfered on each other. She used to purchase books for me. I used to purchase tickets for her. She wanted a lot of relationship. I wanted a lot of education. So please understand your career paths are different, your aspirations are different. So kindly respect the freedom of each other. Please write down the See the good in the other person. Yes. Every person is having good and bad. Nobody is 100% bad, 100% good. What is good now will become bad afterwards. What is become bad will become good afterwards. All depends upon how much you educate yourself, how much you educate the other person by telling the stories, by sharing your experience and your emotions. See the good in the other person. I told you my wife has got certain habits. I have got certain habits. For example, I'm not good in a social function. I cannot move socially. I can move with the limited circles, but she can move with a social with a very large family. That is her asset from her family. This is my asset from my. I read a lot of books. She cannot read books. So it doesn't mean one plus or minus. Appreciate the good and don't think that other everything is required in life. Okay, certain things cannot be possessed. What has been come from the family heritage is always there, and you have to respect that. 20 seconds. Share office and kitchen equally. See, there was a time where man was hunting and woman was taking care of the cave, wife, cave, children, and cattle. Traditionally, the role of men is to go and earn, and traditionally, the role of the woman is to rear children and take care of them. But what has happened is because of economic pressure, women has become more educated. Woman wanted role. She has started going to job and earning now for the family. So why not men enter the kitchen and help her out? Because ultimately you are taking the benefit of the money, isn't it? So I have seen many of my IT couples doing it, and I'm also doing it. I learned a very, very painful way. I remember I because we had a little income and we wanted to supplement our income. I was connected with a book selling company called that book company. We're selling encyclopedia books at that time, pre-Google days. So she used to travel 30 kilometers, 40 kilometers after the office hours to go and meet their clients to sell the books. And when she comes late, I used to shout at her, "No, you could have come like this, you could have done like this, why you did like," because I was hungry and I could not wait, the hunger was not there. Sometimes she was crying, sometimes we were understanding. But once I went to my senior's house, due to certain reason, I had to wait at my seniors, a senior mentor who was selling along with me, who came to close the order. And it was very late, therefore I could not come. Senior is, I tell you now, about 15 years elder to us, that couple. They told us to stay with them. I stayed with them. Suddenly at 3 o'clock, this guy, my senior, woke up. And he went and prepared in the whole kitchen upma and idli and chutney and all those things. Then I was helping him. And the afternoon I asked him, "Why did you do that?" She is a poor lady. For my sake, she has gone for getting orders the whole night. She was tired. I have to help her. Now I will sleep. So what a great move. Then I thought, that is what the mistake I am doing. I am taking one-way traffic. I am looking at taking help from my wife. I am not giving her any help when she badly needs. Then afterwards, I also started entering kitchen and helping her with washing machine. So please share the office and kitchen equally wherever possible. Woman will not accept you to come into kitchen, but try to take your share. Give her a sort of an assurance that you are with her. Or find out what she needs, a small one, and help her out. Now let me go to the 23rd secret or 23rd formula. 23rd formula, share what you have learned with each other. Yes. What actually happens is once you share what you have learned with each other, she will not question you. So, for example, I attend a lot of webinars nowadays. I conduct a lot of webinars. I conduct a lot of meetings. No, I'm in a joint family. So she should know what webinar attending, which date is scheduled, who is my coach, and what for I am doing it, whether it is a mentoring session I am doing it or they are doing it. So she will know once she knows what I am doing. So keep on sharing that. Similarly, she will also tell today is this puja, today is that, I'm going to this temple, this house, I'm spending so much. Why I am spending so much? Why I should spend so much money on Akshaya Tidi Day? So she has got on her cultural stories. So whatever you have learned, keep on sharing with us. Then only you will become a part of emotionally, you become emotionally a one experience house. 24. Sing a song on your spouse whenever you get a time. See if you cannot sing, write a poetry. Okay. Or give a gift.
Playing from
Write
T
a,
Sunderam's Redmi 9 Prime.
write a note for her. I sing a song on her. I put a lot of on my YouTube videos also. So that the messages show that you are doing something exclusively as a dedicated work for her. It may be a song, it may be a poetry. You find out your own method. But a dedicated work which for nobody else, only for her. Next, 25th secret. Sorry is the power of full tonic for before going to sleep. I told you, no, sorry is a powerful tonic before going to sleep. Try to tell, convince story by sharing, by me time, hobby. And if things doesn't go, the most powerful tonic in this world is sorry. And that you ensure you have to do it before going to sleep. You do not want other person to sleep with a lot of emotional injuries and create a cortisol hormone in her. Okay? So the power. 26. Spin around each other. This is self-explanatory. Always make her as the center. May you become the center. Okay. And project her as the heroine of your love, heroine of the house, heroine of the family, and she will project you as the hero of the family. Many times she will give me, I don't remember birthdays, I don't remember family function days. So she used to tell me, tomorrow is this one, you wish him, or tomorrow is her birthday, congratulate them. So she used to give the credit to me. Similarly, many times I give credit to her. Every time, wherever I go, I tell it's only because of my wife. And it's the truth also. And I tell the experience why I rate my wife as number one. I have a full dedicated Wife's Day now. Every year, one day I celebrate as a Wife's Day along with my family. 27. Start every morning thanking God and visualizing the good for the whole day. This is a metaphysical exercise which only people who have psychology background can understand. But early in the morning, the moment you get up, thank the God for giving you one more day of breath. Because there was a story in a young man, an old man was is a very rich person. He went on some tour to some country and he didn't have access to money, and his friend has sponsored. He was hospitalized. Then he was asked to put some $50,000 for a single oxygen cylinder. The man started crying. The doctor asked, why you are crying? He's telling, I am crying because God, who has given me every second $50,000 of air free of cost. How great is that God? So it is like that. So visualize the whole day, or imagine that you are going with your wife, with your children happily, dropping them in the school, coming back in the evening, you are sleeping. Just imagine run the whole movie in advance and a happy ending. This is an exercise which I have shared in my Other books, this comes from a school of NLP, visualization, and so law mind control, subconscious mind. I can go to that. But I have seen it is working, so kindly do this. The next 28 are the definition of love is sacrifice. What is your definition of love? Love is not a romantic love or the sexual love. Okay, it is a sacrifice. One you can sacrifice for another, that is called a love. There was a story of one young couple. They were in love for 5 years, but they could not get together after marriage for about 5 days. Then the husband went to his mentor, and the mentor asked him, "Okay, how do you want to solve it? I want you to help me out." So both were working together. So the mentor asked him, "Would you like to win an office and lose at home, or you want to win in home and lose in office?" He told, "I want to win both." You cannot win both. Any one you choose. He told, "I want to win in office." Then act as if you are lost for your wife, because she is the winner of the house. Once you start accepting her as the queen, kitchen queen, or your family queen, it will become a habit for you. And you'll start seeing the positive side in your wife. So there is nothing your money or my money, it is our money. Similarly, money, don't say it is your money or my money. It is our money, and plan out. There are many money personalities. There are 4 types of money personalities. Money hoarder, he keeps on hoarding. Another is money spender, he keeps on spending. Another money monk who never touches money. And a money manager. I've written many other books, you can know about it. Kindly get educated about money. And always think that think of having a second source of money. Don't depend on one source of money. When I was working in office, I had tuition as another hobby. When afterward, I had counseling as a hobby. Then I had mentoring as a hobby. So one skill goes, another skill comes. Don't play only skill. Always think about having another source of money. Now let me go to the last part of it, the 30th tip or the 30th secret. What is the 30th secret? Use the strength of each other. Your wife has got certain strengths, you have got certain strengths. Make use of each other. She is good on talking to a group. She is good a host. Allow it to exercise. You are a good reader. You are good a loner. Okay? I teach my children what books to read, how to read. That is an asset for the family. Every strength is an asset, provided you know how to use it. So kindly make use of that. So these are the 30 marriage secrets from my 30 years of experience. I want you to work on it, and I want you to give me feedback. Thank you very much.